This week on Your City Now, as the nation is set to participate in the national census, we take a look at the program, dispel the false information, and encourage everyone to be counted. That's just ahead on Your City Now. The census is a constitutionally mandated head count of every single person in the United States. It's done once every 10 years. If you live here, you're counted, and that results in benefits for your community, city, and state.
So first of all, $675 billion every single year come back to local communities from census data. So the data that we gather through doing what we call the decennial census, or the census that's mandated by the Constitution every 10 years, generates that money back into the states, which then in turn comes to local communities.
The funds received from the census data make services like Medicare and Medicaid possible, so it's important everyone participate. We are determining Colorado's ability to meet the challenge of our state's continued growth for the next 10 years.
So for every person that is counted, it equates to about $1,500 per person. And if we get a significant undercount, it means we have to try to serve our communities with less resources.
Your census journey begins with the arrival of a letter that will provide you with a unique code to gain access to your questionnaire online. You will be responsible for answering 9 questions. Residents can also go with the typical paper, telephone, or in-person approach to provide their information.
Every step in the process, that's statistical information only. A census employee, such as myself, have taken an oath for life to protect this data. If we violate the oath that we have sworn to the public, then we are subject to not just federal prison, but federal fines, minimum $250,000.
The census has never been easier to complete. Just 10 minutes and you're done. If you need or know of someone who requires help to complete their census, Colorado is working to provide additional support.
We've been working with libraries, nonprofits, churches to identify places that are in our various hard-to-count communities. They will be utilizing students from Metro who speak multiple languages that will come into these places where there will be kiosks set up so that when people get the letter, if they don't have connectivity, they can go to get this filled out.
Historically, undercounted communities have been overlooked during the census, but in 2020, Colorado is making an effort to reach everyone.
So we're working with our senior populations, with 0 to 3-year-olds, with immigrant and refugee communities. We've got a faith committee. We have a reentry committee. And everybody who is in the United States counts.
Naturally, public trust is paramount to an accurate count. That's one reason that the U.S. Census Bureau does not ask citizenship questions. The purpose of the census is to count inhabitants regardless of citizenship status.
So depending on how many of us are counted, especially people of color, that means that we would then have the right to get the representation of people that look like us, people that have our values, okay? So
there's really no excuse not to complete your census. Avoiding it will be detrimental to all of us, especially those communities in the greatest need of funding.
You know, our community lacks resources, and their count is necessary. If we get their count, we can get the resources that we need for our schools, for our libraries, for our health clinic, our rec centers, whatever we need in our community.
Look for your census envelope to arrive in the mail March 12th. You have until April 1st to complete your census. Community efforts to get everyone counted will continue into July. Your answers help federal, state, and local leaders make decisions about schools, emergency services, roads, and many other projects.
And I get emotional because all of this work is so critical to our community and to each one of you. And I don't mind crying a little because it's important. We're getting an accurate count mandated by the Constitution that counts our entire population. For federal funding, equal representation and redistricting is the next step that goes on.
Complete your census. Make a difference. Be counted. Your community, your family, and the future of Colorado is depending on you. To learn more, go to colorado.gov/Colorado Census 2020. You can catch new episodes of Your City Now every Friday. Thanks for watching, Denver.